Okay, so the next robot in this mini-series is going to be the Skyros. Now, if you happen to miss my other two videos covering the Ravana and Fenrir, definitely check it out. I do go over things like different builds, the modules, the drones, pilot skills, and I think a lot of players can benefit from that. But today I'm going to be covering the Skyros because the Skyros is one of the best beacon runners in the game right now. Also really good at defending a beacon. If you need to hold a beacon down, this is one robot that can actually do that really well. So that's why I'm going to be covering it for today's video. In terms of the weapons, I'm going to actually show you three different builds. The Cryo build, the Sonic build, and the Blast shotguns. You can see I do have the Cryo Glacier and Rhyme. So with this robot, because you are engaging close range most times, you need high burst damage, and the best weapons are really the ones that can reload when it's in ball mode. Okay, and in terms of modules, I do prefer having anti-control on here, mostly because at the start of the game, quite often players will try to lock you down, and having the anti-control prevents them from doing that. You know, if they have a Typhon, for example, and they try to use their blackout ability, it's not going to work if you have the anti-control. However, if you have immune amplifiers, they will lock you down. So just something to kind of keep in mind. The beauty about anti-control is that you don't really need this to be level 6. It could be actually level 1. I have nuclear amplifier in here just to kind of boost my damage up. Repair amplifier, unstable conduit. In terms of the modules, you can be very versatile with this. You could use, for example, one anti-control, 2 nuclear amplifiers. Sometimes I do run that if I want to have high burst damage and I don't want to stay in the Skyros for too long. So that's something that I would actually run. You could also use nuclear amplifier with 2 immune amps, nuclear amplifier with 2 repair amps. There's a lot of different variations you can actually go as far as the combos. Unstable conduit, you could use advanced repair. In terms of the drones, though, there's actually quite a few drones I would use on the Skyros. Let's take a look at the store here. So Whiteout works really well. The Beak works really well. Armadillo works really well. Kestrel can work too if you have more of an aggressive style of play. Shy works really well. Okay, so those are the ones I think I would gravitate more towards for most players. So if you have any of those drones, it works really well, on these Skyros. Now, in terms of the pilot, so the pilot, I would recommend using the Theseus. I think this pilot is the best for the Skyros. So basically, the skills you want to go for are ones that kind of gravitate more towards more durability and resistance. This is why I have like Armor Expert. For the ones who play Beacon Rush or Domination, you want to use Invulnerable Raider, Adamant Guardian, and also I would say Ninja. Okay, so this is just to help with the speed of the Skyros. I think those are really good skills, or at least solid skills for the Skyros. And in terms of the weapons, which weapons are we going to take a look at? The Cryo Rockets, the Sonic weapons, and also the Blast shotguns. Okay, so the first build we're going to take a look at here is the Cryo build. So this build, I like it because you have that high burst damage. Also, these weapons do reload when you are in ball mode, so I like that. Anti-control, more to prevent other players from locking me down early game. Nuclear amplifier boosts my damage. Repair amplifier boosts the resistance. Unstable conduit. I have the Whiteout here, more to disrupt other players using their abilities. If it's another Skyros or perhaps an Ochokochi, I think it's really handy having the Whiteout. And yep, we're going to take a look at some gameplay now of this build. You can do a lot more damage when I'm out of this mode though. Speaking of which, we should probably do some damage to this guy here quickly if we can. There we go. Like I said, this bot is very annoying to deal with, and if you have anti-control on here, they can't really lock you down. Let's try to get some damage in on this guy. Let's just do that. And now I'm going to sit on their beacon. So we'll sit on this beacon and just hold it down. I guess I could go for a home beacon back there. What is this guy in? Let's see, we can maybe get this one. There we go. This is really like your classic Skyros here. Ooh, there's a lot of players here. I think I EMP'd this guy, so he can't go into flight. Take a look at that. He couldn't go into flight because of my Whiteout drone. It prevented him from using his ability. I might even be able to kill this. I don't know. Maybe. Let's see. So we got the Mender as well. Oh, we got him. Okay, so the next build I have here is the Sonic build. And I like this build because you have high burst damage. And also, these weapons do reload when you are in bore mode, which is nice. So in terms of the modules, we have anti-control, so I don't get locked down. A double nuclear amplifier. This is more to speed up me getting to the 95 stacks, because these weapons, it does take a while. Unstable conduit, and also the armadillo drone. So with this drone, basically when I capture a beacon or I get a kill, you get resistance, and that's going to strengthen the Skyros even more. So we're going to take a look at some gameplay now, of this particular build. Okay, so we have an Archo Kachi back there too, which it looks like he is going to be running here. I'm going to see if I can perhaps push their back beacon. Is he going to be following me? I'm not sure. Yeah, you know what? Wait. This guy's not even sitting on his home beacon. He's allowing me to capture his home beacon right in front of him. This is crazy. Okay, let's move this way. Maybe I can capture their back beacon too. Am I changing it? I think there's a player above me. This guy has a cloak here. There we go. There's a couple of players on this side. I might be able to kill them. Let's see what they're in. There we go. This guy's gonna have a hard time dealing with the Skyros with those lasers. There we go. Man, we have no beacons here. Now let's move this way. Ooh, you know what? I think that's an Archo Kachi. So if I had the whiteout drone on here. Okay, so he is kind of pushing me right now. Hold on a second. I'm gonna try to attack him now. Sonic weapons. Yep. Let's just do that. The thing is, he used we have multiple players hitting me now. He used something to slow me down. He had his mothership to help him with that. We did a lot of damage to him. I'm gonna go this way and see if I can try to help my teammates get some beacons here. Because that guy's going to be following me. I didn't lose a weapon. I'm going to have to heal here quickly before this guy gets to me, though. Let's try to go for this guy. Yep, there we go. This one's chasing me. There's multiple players chasing me now. Let's see if we can maybe use this. And there goes the Archo Kachi. Okay, and the final build, we have the blast shotguns. So this build can do a lot of damage, don't get me wrong. The only thing that I don't like about it is when you go into bore mode, your weapons don't reload. So you might have only one shot and you're in bore mode, you have to go into weapons mode, fire that one shot, go back into bore mode, and then wait until your weapons reload. So, that part I don't really like about it, but it can output a lot of damage. Having said that, we do have nuclear amplifier with 2 repair amplifiers. Now, the reason why I have 2 of these is because when you are firing all your shots, because you don't have the same burst damage as, say, the Cryo Rockets or the Sonic weapons, you are exposing the Skyros in its weakest form for longer. So that's why I have repair amplifiers to strengthen the resistance so that you don't go down as quick. Okay, so we have that, and we also have the Kestrel drone to help with damage output and speed. Maybe I should go for this guy here. Okay, so he has put down his turret. Let's do this. Get that damage in, go back into war mode, use a heal, and get out of here because I have a Titan. So yeah, you have to really time your attack, but you will notice actually this kind of build takes on a lot more damage than the other two builds. Let's try to get some damage in on that Fenrir. Speaking of which, the Sonic build would have been perfect for dealing with that Fenrir. Okay, let's try to go after this guy here. I have to kind of be careful because... Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm trying to time things where I fire my entire clip before going back into ball mode again. Okay, so they locked me down here and I can't move. This is where anti-control would have been handy. Looks like we do have... Ooh, multiple scorpions. This is kind of interesting. Let's see if we can get rid of some of them. Okay, so we got to be careful of their scorpions. They have multiple. You know what would have been a really good build is this build in combination with the whiteout. They did not get their home beacons. I'm not sure what they're doing back there. I believe this might be a Crisis Reaper. I think this might be a Crisis Reaper here. Let's try to get him. No, that's not a Crisis Reaper. That is a Crisis with, I think, Gauss. Got to be careful of that sonic damage. Okay, they have an Archo Kochi back there too. Let's try to get rid of this behemoth. We have some nice burst damage with this build. Got to be careful of that Ravana. We have an Archo Kochi here too, and I think he just charged, right? Let's move this way. We might be able to pick this guy off. Let's see if we can get him. There we go. Empty my clip. This guy has just used his ability, so I'm keeping an eye on him. We're going to try to hit him when that ability ends, which should be about now. That's quite a bit of damage. Let's just go back into ball mode. Ooh. This Typhon hit me with his blackout ability. So we're going to be careful of this guy here. Ooh, multiple. Multiple Archo Kochis back there. Ooh, and I got locked again. This is where the anti-control I think would have been handy. We're going to heal up again. And let's just try to do some damage to this guy. There we go. Go back into ball mode. So you notice how like my weapons aren't reloading? That is always going to be a problem with this kind of build. Let's just use the heal. And we're going to fire a couple of shots. But unfortunately, I should be going down now. Yep, there we go. Okay, so just to wrap things up here, because there is a couple of things which I did want to mention. You know, as I was recording to get footage for all three builds, this build over here with the hammer, mace, and cudgel, I actually struggled with the most. And I think it's because of the way that these weapons reload. Like, they don't reload when you are in ball mode, and that's kind of a big thing, okay? So keep that in mind. The other thing too, you know, out of all the games that I was playing, I really struggled when I didn't have anti-control. So I think having an anti-control on your Skyros will really help. And I think, you know, that pretty much sums everything up. If you guys are kind of curious about the other two, you know, robots which I'm covering from the series, make sure that you do stay tuned. Subscribe if you haven't already. And maybe even in the comment section below, what do you think is going to be the next robot that I cover from this mini-series? And I think with that said, thank you guys for watching. Stay safe. And until the next video, I'll catch you guys later.